Hi, I'm Jim with CSC Thought for the Day today. Sunday's Gospel told the story of doubting Thomas. It's a famous story. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Jesus, the risen Jesus, appears to the 11 remaining disciples, actually only 10, because Thomas is not there. Now, I have a friend named Tom who maintains that doubting Thomas always gets kind of a bad rap. My friend Tom says the reason that the Apostle Thomas was not in the upper room that day is because he actually had the courage to go outside and do something. Well, for me, these last several weeks have lent a slightly different perspective to what it means to lock myself in while waiting something out. I do think it's probably true that the apostles were afraid in that upper room, but I sometimes have felt afraid during these last several weeks in my house. I'm afraid I might get sick. I'm afraid I might get somebody else sick. I'm afraid if we go back to work and try to resume our normal lives too soon, we might end up right back where we started or worse. I'm not sure how you feel, but fear is a pretty big underlying emotion in my life these days. I want things back the way they were, but here I am. Now, this actually is a renovated part of my basement rather than an upper room, and unlike those apostles in the gospel, I'm not really cowering here. I'm here not only because I fear things, but also because I think this is necessary so that we can go out again, so that we can greet each other with hugs, so that we can meet for lunch or share a joke from closer than 6 feet away, so that our parents and grandparents can continue to be visible and active parts of our lives. I need to be in my house right now because I want those things in my future. And I believe the apostles might have needed to stay sequestered too, because maybe in those first days they just weren't ready to go tell the world about Jesus. They needed to complete their preparation, and part of that involved figuring out who they were in a post-crucifixion world, as well as who Jesus really was and what he was calling them to do after he himself had moved on through death. I think it's possible that right now we're being called to something similar. We're spending some time in this lockdown figuring out what we're called to be in a post-COVID-19 world. We're waiting in a very real way for Jesus to break through the locked doors of this space, to breathe on us, and to tell us what we're to do, so that then we can respond. Now, Thomas responded with the words, "My Lord and my God." How will I respond? How will you respond?